Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today where we celebrate the memorial of St. Anthony Abbot. And today is January 17th, 2026. And so if we reflect upon today's Holy Gospel, notice that Jesus continues to invite other people to follow him. Here we hear about Levi, who Jesus had told him to follow. And so, with that being said, all of us are called to continue to follow Jesus so that each and every one of us can try to draw ourselves closer to Jesus as we prepare ourselves to enter into the kingdom of God. And to be able to fully follow him, it isn't easy. It takes a lot of commitment for each and every one of us to be able to fully follow Jesus as we strive to live forth our journey of faith. And to follow Jesus, the first thing that we would have to do in order to become a Catholic is to be baptized. And when we are baptized, notice that each and every one of us are cleansed away of the original and of all sins to which we have committed of faith. And so each and every one of us has been already introduced to Christ. And Jesus wants to continue to tell each and every one of us to recognize his loving presence, as Jesus had already provided each and every one of us all of the things we need in order for us to live forth our day-to-day lives. Now, all of us are called to focus our attention on Jesus, to whom he has offered himself up for each and every one of us, so that we're able to live forth this life today. And so, to continue on with today's Holy Gospel, notice that Jesus came to dine with the sinners and the tax collectors. Now, why did he choose to dine with the sinners and the tax collectors when he could have dined with the rich people? Why did Jesus choose to come to those who are considered lame, weak, blind, those who struggle through impurity? Why did Jesus decide to come to those? If we think about the parable of the lost sheep, notice that Jesus is going to rejoice over finding this one lost sheep rather than the 99 sheep who still stayed with him. And so, with that being said, if we look at the background of the Pharisees and the scribes, notice that they do not look upon themselves in terms of what they struggle to develop so that they can continue to follow Jesus, but they look at other people and continue to follow their own traditions and norms to the extent that it doesn't really lead them close to Jesus. And so here, Jesus continues to remind each and every one of us to offer up all of our own weaknesses to which we as people struggle through, so that God can see the love that each and every one of us put forth towards him. This is why Jesus wants to continue to dine with the tax collectors and the sinners, because those types of people know what they lack and return to Jesus so that Jesus can help guide them along the journey so that they can be led back to Him. And so here, we should question ourselves. Who is it do we classify under? Are we like the righteous people who think they have everything and say, I don't need Jesus? And we believe that all of us have everything we need, we don't need anything anymore? Or are we like the sinners and the tax collector who realizes that they have lacked things and they continue to turn to God to help them get assistance in order for them to stand back up and continue to walk the journey of faith? And so I challenge each and every one of us today to think about how often do we continue to offer our lives towards Jesus? How often do we allow Jesus to continue to be present in our lives so that when time comes, Jesus can really see each and every one of us from both the outside and the inside, from non-personal to personal level? How often do we allow Jesus to see each and every one of us? And so this is the challenge to which I will pose to each and every one of us today as we continue to live forth this journey of faith.